airfares, there was also an issue of bomb threats also. And if you look at the bomb threats, it was during a specific period. There were multiple instances before also, once in a while these were happening. But from 10th October to 24th November, there was sudden surge and so many threats happening on the social media, especially on Twitter, and some were through calls and all. So first thing I want to tell the House is that for us, as a ministry, safety and security is the topmost priority. Now, the threat can be a hoax threat or it can be a fake threat. But for us, once a threat is received, we have to follow the protocol because we can't put any life at risk just based on assumptions or based on what we think the threat could be. So in that time, we have increased the security, overall surveillance, overall security measures that we need to take. On one step, we have improved. And we have kept the mechanism very, very dynamic. So whatever we have learned while doing these threats, while addressing these threats, whatever good feedback that came in through the ministry, through the BCAS, through MHA, through MITI, all these departments combined together, we have tried to address this problem as a dynamic situation. And overall, the flights, only 3.24 of the threats that were received, 3.24% of the flights only got diverted. So much of this thing we were able to address, and we were trying to get down the inconvenience faced by the passengers to the very minimum. That was one dynamic approach which we followed during the bomb threats. But I agree that this can't keep happening all the time. Now, they can't keep taking advantage of this situation that we are going to check each and every plane whenever a threat is received, and they can't do all these hoax threats because all the threats we received were hoax threats. We thoroughly followed the process, and nowhere we found that there was any real threat. But as we move forward, we understand that this couldn't follow, so we are making some legislative changes also on this. We have aircraft security rules, and through these aircraft security rules, what we are trying to bring in is a legislation change where whoever found guilty of doing this will be put under no-fly list. So this is one approach that we are taking, so at least it becomes a deterrent. Because 3 instances, we have found out that there have been 11 different IDs that have been used through social media, and the police, especially Mumbai police and Delhi police, they have made some attempts to catch some people also. And they have found out that one person who was going after this, he had some kind of personal grudge against the person who was flying on that flight. So for that reason, he puts in a threat on social media that there is a bomb on the plane. So with these kind of using it for very petty pranking styles or just not understanding the whole seriousness about the air travel and the security that we follow, we don't want people to step into that direction of using the aviation sector as doing for these pranks. So to put a deterrent, we are changing the aircraft security rules and making the no-fly list for these people who do these kind of activities. And also there is another act. Now people have mentioned, why don't you put it in this act also? But under the civil aviation, we have another act, which is the SWASCA Act, Safety Suppression of Unlawful Acts Against Safety of Civil Aviation. This is another act which specifically deals with these offenses and unlawful activities regarding the plane. And we found that that can be strengthened a little bit. So we are going into amend that law. We are bringing in slightly more stringent laws into that act itself, which will address the concern that has been raised today. So in very quick time, we would like to bring it to the House also so that the amendment that is proposed in the SWASCA Act can also get passed, and that is regarding the bomb threats we are facing. And on top of that, there are some other, in the very beginning, DigiYatra, privacy concerns, and it keeps coming under questions also, but I have to say that regarding the DigiYatra, almost 3 crore people have used it till now. They find it very, very convenient because what takes through the CISF security, what takes like 20 to 25 seconds, with the usage of this DigiYatra, it becomes 5 seconds for them to cross gate to gate. And it has been put at multiple points. One is at the entry of the entry of the airport, then there is the security check-in and the boarding gate thing. So at these 3 points, we are using these DigiYatra systems. And first and foremost, DigiYatra is a totally voluntary system. It's not a mandatory that we are pushing it onto the people or the passengers. Whoever feels that it is convenient for me to use the DigiYatra, only he gets to use it. And how do we address the privacy? There is a certain audit on this. There is a forensic audit which has been done. And everyone has pointed out that no privacy threat is being done by the DigiYatra. And whatever the information that is stored in the DigiYatra system it gets purged. Once you use DigiYatra, the whole information about the Aadhaar or whatever details you put in, it gets stored on your phone itself. It doesn't go to any other place. Only when you put in the boarding card, the airport gets notified that you're traveling through this airport at this time. So within a stipulated time, the information goes to the airport so that when you reach the gate, the airport has that information. And once you cross and once you've traveled from that airport, the data gets purged in itself. So there is no place which stores all your data. And if there is a data threat that needs to happen, all the people who use DigiYatra, all the phones need to be hacked. Now 800, so many phones, whoever DigiYatra is using, they all need to be hacked consistently. But otherwise, there is no one place where all the DigiYatra systems get, the data gets stored. So there is no privacy concern in that. And I would like to start also by addressing the elephant in the room, which is about the name of the act, Bharatiya Vayuyan Vidhayak. I also understand that it might be a little difficult thing to pronounce for a lot of people. गले में अटकता होगा ये, पर कोई शर्मिंदा की बात नहीं है इसमें. कोई ये ऐसे वो शर्मिंदा होने की कोई बात नहीं है. This is something you have to know the intention with which the government has put this name. दैट इज ये है कि भारत की जो विरासत है, संस्कृति है, जो पहचान है, उसको दिखाने की, दर्शाने की एक प्रयत्न ये 3 वर्ड अभी रखने की है. इसमें कोई कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल वायलेशन कहीं पे भी नहीं है. जो भी आर्टिकल्स मेंशन किए गए हैं उसका कोई भी कहीं पे भी उसका अपोजिशन या कुछ किया नहीं है. वन ऑफ देम इज आर्टिकल 348(1) has been mentioned, which says about the authoritative text. That is definitely in English, it is there. And also the bill is, it's been mentioned about Article 120, but that also there is no violation about it. And the official language act also, it is in accordance with it. So there is no point of constitution, but there might be a feeling that something has been imposed. And I also am a very proud Telugu person. I speak Telugu language, I write Telugu language, and I am proud of my culture and my upbringing. So, you might be questioning, you are a Telugu person, how can you allow this kind of this thing? अरे हमारे तेलुगु में भी भारत तो भारत ही बोलते हैं. वायु is also a Telugu word. So Bharatiya Vayuyan Vidhayak becomes half Telugu for me also. So it is a mixture of all the languages here. It is like everyone coming together, we want to this thing. With the colonialization, there has been a small cocoon that has been developed. And it is, let me reply, sir, I have carefully listened to each and every one. No matter what the allegation is, whatever the suggestion is, I have listened to each and every one, and I'll address the chair. So when this whole colonialization happened, we were created like a cocoon. Now, under the leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, we want to break that cocoon and bring the butterfly out and show the colors of true India, and that is what we are doing here. And this name is a small indication towards it. The text is there in English, so there shouldn't be any problem for any English-speaking person to, in fact, get afraid that there are 3 words here. कभी तो अभी लगेगा कि कॉपरनिकस लेन है यहाँ पे, किसी के गली में अटकता है तो बदल दे क्या उसको? कॉपरनिकस लेन तो है ही. And my name is Kinjarapu Rammohan Naidu. And when some people say Kinjarapu, there might be some problem with them. They can't pronounce it the way I pronounce it. But that doesn't mean that I'll change my name so that it becomes easier for them. ये तो मेरी पहचान है. और उसी तरह अभी शायद ये 2 बार बोलने से 3 बार बोलने से थोड़ा मुश्किल होता होगा. But India has gotten used to so many things, sir. I think they will get used to this one also. Bharatiya Vayuyan Vidhayak is just to create the identity of the languages.